Whoop. All right, so I'm recording and I got people behind me, so don't pay attention to any of that. All right, so let's do a test on, let's do Texas Instruments. And this is going to be the strangle only, so that I'm playing with. You can see my spreadsheet over here where I've already done the work. Okay, so I'm going to go to the date that you see here. That's the reaction date. So I'm going to go to 4 weeks before that, which would be 6/27/18. So let's get on demand up. And, oh, I had on demand up. Okay. So let me pull it back. There we go. So we need to go to 6/27.
And so you go finish your food. Okay?
Oh, wait a minute.
So don't move.
6/27. There we go. I'm going to set this time for 13:45, which would be Eastern time. What is that? Just before the close, 15 minutes before the close. So.
No.
All right, so let's set that up.
No.
Okay, now we're on June 27th. So we want to check a few things here. Let me put this on daily.
You're going to stay there.
So daily, I have 1.4042. So you can see how I recorded that number right here.
And then get your phone.
And then you can see here, I'm just kind of indicating with that arrow where I am getting in at. So I'm going to hit pause. So that just keeps it static, so it's not moving, and the numbers just kind of populate a little easier. So let's go over to the trade tab and get that going. And then we're also going to go to the Analyze tab. Pull up this and go to Think. Oh, we need to go to Think Back. So you can see right here, Think Back. Texas Instruments. Let me close this. And so we're going to have to put the date on Think Back to the same as where we're at. So we're going to go to June 27th. And our earnings date is 7/25, so we're going to look at the 7/27. So the reason we have to go to Think Back is so we can get the delta. So we can see here we got a delta of 104. And you can see the implied volatility is 33.31. So there's 104, there's 33.31 on my back test sheet. And then the 114, and you can see here it's at 28.5. So I'm going to capture that right here. And then, of course, the 114. So that we have to use Think Back to get the delta and the implied volatility, because the trade tab is not going to populate that in on demand. So let's go over here. You can see this is a pretty wide spread, 86 to 214. On demand will do that to you sometimes. So I just took the extrinsic value of 150 for the 104. And then 114, I pulled the 177. Again, the extrinsic value. Okay? So I just went ahead and populated that in here rather than execute the trade and all of that. I mean, I could go up here and go buy. First trigger sequence, and then go to the 114, hit buy again, choose a number of contracts. I'm doing $500 risk, so we would do, and you can see that populated exactly like I did at 150 and 177. And of course we can see that on the monitor tab right here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pop over here, and we're just going to fast forward in time. So a couple things to note here. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't get the SPY, implied volatility. So you can see the implied volatility here is 0.17. So I captured that right here on my spreadsheet. So 0.17, 1.42. Just so you know, I had a conversation with Thinkorswim today about implied volatility, historic volatility. What's the best way to come up with the probability of move going in, probability of move going out of earnings, and learned a little bit, but I'm going to have to process some of it before I go too far into it. So, all right. So now we're going to go forward. So let's go to the 29th and just see how things are going with our trade. Oh, we got to get back to Texas Instruments. Okay, so you can see we're just kind of hovering right now, so we're not really accomplishing much. So we're going to go forward a little more. Let's go to the 3rd. Of course, we're going into July 4th week here, so. Okay, again, we're just staying right in the middle. So let's go to the 5th. No direction. See, I mean, there's no way to derive any direction from here. I would say right now that well, that's kind of a signal of mine that I like to go with. This is a close above the high of the low. Here's my 2 standard deviation Keltner. Close above the high of the low candle. So that might have been a point where I would start looking for this to go long. So let's see what happens. You know, we're going to have to break. Okay, so that's a nice little breakout. This might be an opportunity to look at possibly closing the put. So you can see here I'm going to have to go all. So the put right now is, you know, got a price of 69 cents. So let's just put this over here just for future reference. So let's say that we closed out the put right now and we just ran with it like Maggie was talking about doing. So right here, okay, so here's where we are now. And you can see where I captured that 69 cents. So, all right, so let's go to the 9th. Okay, that's kind of a symbol, but I'm not too concerned yet because my eye is looking right here. As long as this isn't, I would have possibly a trailing stop right in here if I was just trading this directional. So let's go to the 10th. All right, good. We're getting a good little move here. I'm going to stay in it though. I think it's still got some legs on it. This area right here, see where this made a turn? Kind of made a turn up and then turn down. To me, that's probably an area to pay attention to. So let's go to the 11th. Oh, that I don't like. All right, so close below the low of the high. So if we'd have done it Maggie's way right here, we would go over right now and we'd probably close the other leg, which would have put it about 186. So this would have been a losing trade at that point. And so anyway, but we're not going to do that. We're going to treat this like I did and just keep the strangle on. So let's see if we can get profitable with our strangle here. Sire, you're trying to get some attention. Oh, hey, I kind of like that. That was a good little move. Let's go to the 13th. What day did I close it? I closed it on the 12th. All right, so let's say we closed it right here. The 114 is at 3, between 360 and 390. So, are you trying to be famous over there, Silas? 360 to 390, so what, 375. So we could put 375 in here. And then we could put the 104 is between 26 and 36. So let's say we put that at 31. So that would be right about where we are. So you can see how I captured that here. And 110 was our profit. And that would be because we were below 5% on the earnings, which I think is right here, 3.78 is actually the reaction to earnings is what its normal take is. So I've created this spreadsheet for the Maggie trade. So I'm going to stop this video now.